This is Sybert signing into Generals Evolution on the map Forgotten Forest for this 1v1 in the north, playing the Cyan USA Vanilla. This is Blues. Yes, indeed, plain blue here. And in the south, playing the USA Vanilla, plain blue. Well, this is ClouD. So we have ourselves a beautiful combo here. Two players playing blue and both playing Vanilla USA. I feel like the blue and the cyan are actually different enough colors because one's kind of darker, one's kind of lighter, that it really isn't that big of a deal. But, you know, on paper it kind of does seem like it would be a confusing combo, a confusing matchup. But I don't think we'll really have that much of a problem with it. Now, this game is a little bit older. I believe ClouD doesn't play much Gen Evo. Hopefully, he will come back with the version 0.4 update. And Blues, on the other hand, is a player that I feel like we got to see the rise of. There's some players in Red Alert 3 and Kane's Wrath, and now in Gen Evo that we have gotten to see them go from much lower tier players to being much higher tier players. And Blues, I believe around the time that this game was playing quite well. Of course, well, I don't know what he's doing now. Could be still playing, could be not. At any rate, I feel like this is one of those players that if you turn the time back a little bit in Gen Evo, he was just not a very good player. And now he puts out good games. His macro, his eco is pretty much always solid. His unit control is, good enough. His micro isn't necessarily top tier, but I feel like he's solid enough on the macro and the economy side. Even going to be able to pick off a couple of trucks here. Gets one. Triple laser lock coming out from this missile defender. And no, he won't get the kill on the supply truck. ClouD answers the aggression with a little bit of defense, but yeah, as I say that, Blues goes for the offense, and well, actually ClouD will answer the aggression with an oil derrick steal. So Blues gets the oil derrick in the south, ClouD gets the one in the north, and then ClouD steals the one in the south, and Blues, I don't think he packed along an engineer. No, this is just a second Humvee. Fortunately, ClouD does have a building garrison here, so he will get the early warning on that attack. A bit of aggression coming out from Blues. ClouD's looking to hit back with his own Rock V in the north. And on the map Forgotten Forest, I guess we should talk about the economy, because this is one of those 1v1 maps that really just has 3 supply docks per player. They are all essentially inside of your main base. Oh, Humvee does not evac there. But these bases, these expansions are all inside of your base. By the way, ClouD a little bit slow on his third in comparison to Blues. We did see the War Factory coming out quite quickly from ClouD right at the beginning of the game. He did slow his economy a little bit because of that. And on this map where you've got the 2 oil derricks and then the 3 supply docks inside of your base, that's it for economy. I think that was an engineer snipe. So Blues trying to take back these oil derricks. ClouD has had control of both oil derricks for a minute or two now, and that income definitely helping offset his slower third supply center that is just now coming up there at the kind of edge of his base. But yeah, you've got on this map 3 supply docks to work with, and then once that is done, you better hope that you've got your secondary economy up and running. You've got those supply drop zones for these players, and another supply truck does go down. ClouD coming in here with some aggression. Both players getting the evac on their Rock Vs. A good number of missile defenders do survive. No laser lock on the building there, as he is going to just kill it the slow way, the old-fashioned way. You can't just laser lock it down with the Humvees or with the Rock Vs and eliminate it very, very quickly. Engineer will go for the cap there on the oil derrick in the north. It looks like the one in the south is also getting captured. As ClouD tries to keep up this aggression, his Humvee is going to be skating past that front line defense. Blues losing a bit here to this double Humvee harass. He does have a firebase here. Laser lock's going to be coming in. One of the Humvees does get shut down. The other Humvees may be able to escape. A second Humvee gets eliminated, and ClouD has gone past the front line defenses of Blues. Might be able to pick up a couple of supply trucks here as this fire base is about halfway done finishing up. The Humvees of Blues will close in here and box in this Rock V of ClouD, and that's going to be good night to that. No evac there either, so both oil derricks now under the control of Blues. ClouD and Blues both trading back some damage. Earlier airfield for ClouD. Not a big surprise. ClouD is very powerful with aircraft. Raptor does go down. Humvee gets eliminated, but trades it back for a Raptor. And that was a Rock V, so there were, I don't know, 3 or 4 missile defenders inside of that Humvee. A couple of fire bases are here. It makes it so much harder to just poke and prod the main base of Blues. ClouD losing these oil derricks. I feel like at this point he really needs to either take them down. Okay, he's starting to do that, or capture them back quickly and stop Blues from just running away with the economy in this game. Strategy Center almost done for Blues. He's got 3K in the bank, so a little bit of float coming in here from Blues. His economy has not been perfectly controlled here. His macro has not been perfect. Oil derricks it looks like they're getting targeted both in the north and the south at the same time, so ClouD will be able to knock down those oil derricks. Meanwhile, Blues has finished up his strategy center, and he immediately starts the first supply drop zone. So I was wondering if that little bit of bank that Blues had was in anticipation of that supply drop zone coming in. Warthog kills off 1 supply truck, but not that big of a deal. Meanwhile, ClouD on the south side, he's got his own 6K bank, so this strategy center is still a little ways away from finishing. That's a bit big of a bank. It would be nice to have a little bit of cash on hand once the strategy center finishes so that you can immediately start your first supply drop zone. But, I mean, unless you have multiple command centers, you don't need a ton of cash to start multiple supply drop zones at once. So 3K bank, okay, I can understand that. 6-7K bank from ClouD, that seems like a misstep. That seems like a slip in macro more than that. Decent number of Rock Vs out on the map for Blues. ClouD is going to have to deal with this army at some point. Looks like another airstrike in the north. And, well, this building has been broken. One by one, it seems like a lot of these buildings are getting knocked down. And we have Flying Avengers. Kind of a perfect counter to Rock Vs because, of course, the strength of the Rock V is in the rocket part of the name. Those missile defenders inside of the Rock Vs do so much damage so quickly, but that is negated by the power of the Flying Avenger. And, well, the Flying Avenger is a bit expensive of a unit, but it is a fun unit for us as viewers to see. Kind of frustrating to deal with. Additional barracks coming up here. Yeah, we do have at least 2 barracks online from Blues. Only 1 supply drop zone, it looks like, at the current moment. He has enough cash to start up a second one, but instead he is going for fire bases. He's getting more of that defensive ring. That is one of the features of this map because there are no real expansions to vie for, especially now that the oil derricks are down. You can kind of just set up this ring of defense and play inside of your base. Yes, you're going to have to contest, well, if the game goes on long enough, you're going to have to contend with those support powers coming in to potentially break those defenses and crack open your base, but you will have that first line of defense dealt with, and you can kind of just stay inside with your 3 supply docks and play inside your base for as long as you want. It's not like some of those FFA maps or those 2 or 3-player maps where you'll have, 5-6 bases potentially being able to, or supply docks being able to potentially be taken by 1 player. So you don't necessarily have the same income advantage to not turtling. This map, you get those 3 expansions, you are set. And we do also have double airfield now for ClouD, so he is finding ways to spend that big bank. He's down from 6K to just 2.5. Avengers taking a little bit of damage there, but no big deal. And, well, as these supply drop zones finish, Blues is up 3K per minute. Right now, ClouD has an income advantage in terms of total resources gathered. Up to this point, he's at 75k. Blues is down at 73k. A couple of stealth bombers coming in there. One of them at least going down. Blues, he does respond. All of his Humvees are here. And there's no carpet bomb. There's no fuel air bomb. There isn't really anything that combos with this, so that was just a little bit of a poke, a little bit of pressure from ClouD. He was not able to open anything up. So anyways, the economy of ClouD has been strong this far in the game, but we just saw Blues with an income advantage in terms of income per minute. And if those supply drop zones are not dealt with by ClouD, he had that later strategy center, and the result is fewer supply drop zones on the side of ClouD. Blues, on the other hand, is going to have a particle cannon to deal with, and it does not look like he has a particle cannon started on his side of the map, so there will very soon be a timer that Blues has to worry about. Warthog Strike comes in, will clean up that barracks, and stealth bombers clean up the fire base. ClouD is going to try and open up a door here, but there's too many Rockvies right here on the front line. One of the Avengers taking some heavy damage, one of the Chinooks rather, taking some heavy damage. Decent number of missile defenders here, lots of Rockvies as well. ClouD probably doesn't want to fight here without something else to bring in and support this attack. Chinook going down, double Avenger cleanup here by Blues. Both players have a very powerful Rock V army. You have to be extremely careful and cautious around the front door of your opponent. Warthog Strike coming in. Does Blues get lucky? Okay, no, he's going for the supply zone. And he gets one of the trucks. So ClouD can rebuild that supply drop zone, or excuse me, that supply center, no problem. Deal with that quite nicely. Particle cannon is here, but it is offline. ClouD overstretched on power. Will need to add an additional power plant. Command center is here. I believe both players did get a second command center. Yes, they did. So they have that additional production. I'm not sure what's going on there, but we do have the stealth bombers coming in. One of them gets cleaned up. These fire bases keep getting targeted. You can literally see the remains of 4 of them evaporating into mist there. But ClouD, consistent with those attacks, unable to actually do any real infrastructure damage. Both of these guys have had a bit of float to burn through. And with that kill of that supply center, ClouD is at a position where he was spending a lot on the particle cannon. Then he needed to get that power plant online and rebuild this supply center and add on that fire base. It was a lot of cash out the door all at once, and he was missing the income from... These guys are still tumbling. And he was missing the income from that supply center being eliminated. So we saw ClouD's income dip and Blues' income stay strong. More supply trucks going down. Fortunately for Blues, he does have a pretty decent network of supply drop zones that could be threatened as these Rockvies push in. One firebase does still remain, and the supply drop zone is going to get jumped on, nicely targeted down. A couple of Rockvies, couple of Avengers moving in. And actually... no, hit and run executed. ClouD gets out, does just a bit of damage, cuts down on the economy, snipes a couple of supply trucks, kills a firebase, kills a supply drop zone. Nicely executed there by ClouD. Again, these attacks coming out from ClouD, they do their bits of damage here and there. They find a bit of a weakness. They find a bit of an opening, especially these stealth bombers coming in. I love this kind of stuff when it happens. Yeah, it's not the best coded strategy game ever. And one of them tumbles through it. He tumbles through it. I don't even care about what else is going on. By the way, second particle cannon does finish up. So ClouD, he has a timer that Blues has to deal with, but now Blues has a timer, albeit a bit later, that ClouD has to deal with as well. More of these buildings getting broken. ClouD cutting through the defense, but no, it's going to be Blues who flies everything, well, all 4 of his Chinooks at least, deep into the base of ClouD. Once again, ClouD with a weak economy, unable to sustain much production, takes more losses in the back line. 3 of his 4 supply trucks in his back line go down, and he doesn't even have, he does have 2 supply trucks up here. He's actually fine in that front, but loses 3 of the 4 supply trucks. That is not good for the economy of ClouD, which was already pretty close to 0. Moab comes in, carpet bomb as well, knocks down that supply center. Once again, Blues finds the perfect angle to do a bit of damage, but at the same time, the particle cannon goes down. Blues says, okay, it is time to go. He is posturing very aggressively on the north side of ClouD's base, kind of over on the western edge here. All is not quiet on this front as Blues reforms his front line. 15 seconds on the clock coming in for ClouD. His particle cannon still survives through that attack. Warthogs coming in, then don't go for the particle cannon. They go for the upgraded power plant. 6 seconds on the clock. And whatever that was going to strike back on the other side of the map, maybe a fuel air bomb, maybe a Moab, it does get denied there. And, well, this guy may live to see a particle cannon. We'll see where ClouD decides to use it. ClouD so strapped for cash, trying to once again rebuild multiple buildings when he's got 0 income. His income dwarfing all the way down, dwindling all the way down to 3K per minute. Absolutely minuscule, bargain bin, beginning of the game kind of stuff versus Blues. 10K per minute, supply drop zones largely untouched, able to rebuild these fire bases with very little problem. His production has been so consistent with that big bankroll of money, and ClouD has been struggling to finish that cold fusion reactor. He wants the lights back on, he wants the power back up, and now he actually has to upgrade it as well. Forced to sell off a supply drop zone. The short-term gains of selling off that supply drop zone to get the lights back on, to have his particle cannon ready to go. And here it is, power plant strategy center into the supply drop zone, one and then the other. The war factory will be the target after that, and he gets it all for the price of 1 particle cannon. But where's the combo? Where's the fuel air bomb, the Moab, the carpet bomb, or the Warthog follow-up? I'll tell you where it is. It's coming in from Blues. It's mass rock V's. It's ready to go. The airfields get targeted down. Blues says, you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. The War Factory's the next target on the list. ClouD with so little money in the bank, with so little income per minute, he is just losing even more as his supply trucks go down. His power plants get eliminated. These Humvees just cannot be stopped, it seems. Carpet bomb on top of everything. The particle cannon goes down. The Humvees are surrounded. The firebase on one side, the defenders on the other. But ClouD holds his base with so little left, with almost no income remaining. He holds on to what he can. The fuel air bomb comes in, cleans up the fire bases. The front line is laid bare. No defenses are left standing. It's just the army of ClouD. Avengers come in, and Blues commits a lot to this attack, but he can afford it with 8K in the bank and 8K per minute. Avengers commit deep into enemy territory. Chinooks are here, flying all across the base of Blues. ClouD finds another kill, spots the strategy center rebuild of Blues. Spy drone gets cleaned up. Fuel air bomb will be the return fire. The Warthogs as well. The fuel air bomb gets sniped. The Warthogs go for the airfield. They get the power plant and the supply drop zone as well, but the strategy center is finished. Everything restarts immediately with 5K in the bank. Blues can afford it. It's a game about money. This one, I care not for your units. I care not for your control. The economy reigns supreme. The macro is king. Blues crushes everything in his path with his bank account. Just throwing so much cash at everything, forcing another sale of perhaps an airfield there. The war factory hasn't even finished. One supply drop zone seemingly keeping ClouD in this game. I don't know, selling off the firebase might be what you have to do in this situation. The strategy center survives from earlier, but it's going to be mass missile defender, mass Humvee coming in from Blues. He doesn't even care about taking good engagements. This is not even a good engagement for ClouD, or for Blues, excuse me, and ClouD wins the fight, but I don't even know that it even matters. Is this a carpet bomb? Yes, it is. Forces the sell of the war factory and of the supply dock. Something that ClouD has been so good at is making sure that those support powers don't land their shots. He almost always gets the sell-off of the structures so that he can refuel. He can take that money and reform his buildings right after, but it just doesn't seem to matter. In another game, oh, the Moab lands. It gets the Humvees, the strategy center, and the war factory. The Humvees all go up in smoke, and it's just not enough. In another game, ClouD's ability to sell off those structures as those support powers are coming in would be enough, but here it just isn't enough. Blues' economy crushes everything, and ClouD has given up. The clicks have stopped coming. Perhaps he's typing out a GG or a goodbye to his opponent in this game, and in this case, Blues reigns supreme in this USA mirror on Forgotten Forest. Blues, not a quick victory with fancy micro and aggression, but a victory of the economy. And you can see, I mean, before that giant icon obliterated the view, somewhere up to the 11-12 minute mark, they were neck and neck, ClouD even ahead in the economy, and then Blues just streaking ahead of ClouD in total resources gathered. 50K, and pretty much all of that is in the second half of that game. So ClouD able to contest in everything except the economy in the second half of the game, and that's where Blues got his victory. That will do it for this game, for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Sybert signing out.